Well, guys, the last time around the last pick, I did mention I was feeling pretty sick, or starting to feel pretty sick, and yeah, that sure happened. Second time this month. And thank God for this tea. Giants suck this year, of course, but the tea's good. This is cup of tea number 5 of the day, actually, which is perfect because this is pick number 5 for my countdown. Album a lot of you probably haven't heard of, but definitely should. Released in 2002 on No Idea Records. It's the debut album from Floor. Yes. It's a very, very cool record. Sounds amazing. I have this on a clear vinyl with a bonus 7-inch, also clear. Basically, doom metal, sludge metal, stoner rock, kind of a fusion of those three elements. What's interesting is the songs are pretty short in length for that kind of genre. A lot of them are 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes. Some of them are like a minute or less. So it's a pretty short album relatively, but absolutely crushes. Sounds amazing. The story about this album was I actually first heard it on a cruise with my friend Eric, my roommate too. I was just sitting in bed one night with my headphones on, just stumbled upon the album in the YouTube rabbit hole, and I was blown away immediately. Needless to say, I was floored. But it was a great experience, great record. As soon as I got home, I was like, wow, I need to dive deep into this. And the vinyl, like I said, just sounds great. Got the cool album artwork on the back. You can't really see it in the light too well, but it's got the track lists, a couple bonus tracks on the 7-inch vinyl that you can also find on the Spotify version. Opens up with Scimitar, Return to Zero, both kind of just straightforward, heavy, and show that signature Floor sound where it's got the melodic melody, the melodic vocal lines over top these really simplistic down-tuned riffs, just real heavy, kind of simple, sludgy, doomy guitar, and fat drum sound, kind of like the Windhand album I talked about earlier. But I would say maybe even a little bit more simplistic in terms of just kind of like single notes, just pummeling. And then there's a key ingredient to their sound is, I guess they would have one of their guitar strings detuned completely, basically. So when they hit it, it was just this kind of like inaudible, well, not inaudible, but this kind of South Park brown note, essentially, where it's just like a low kind of, they call it the bomb string, where it sounds kind of like just a sonic boom going off in your headphones. Very, very cool. I don't think anybody, they Meshuggah with the Nothing album that came out around this time, that was probably some of the lowest anyone had heard a band tune at that point. And then I think Floor kind of took it as far as that could possibly go around this time too, but I guess not many people knew about that. But sounds killer. The third song, Downstar, is probably my favorite. Just really cool, simplistic, but very melodic sounding, vocal hook, and a really cool riff following that main riff. Next, you got Iron Girl and Night Full of Kicks, two fan favorites. Iron Girl just really goes hard. I guess kind of a parody of Iron Man. Yeah, I mean, a lot of the songs really are kind of simplistic in their concept, but they just execute it very well. And then you got some really short songs to close out the side. Twink, Sneech, got some cool like samples in there. And then Assassin's probably my second favorite song on the album. A really cool like guitar effect with I think it's like a flanger pedal they're using with that low string just kind of chugging away. But like again, really cool vocal melodies from their singer and one of the guitarists, who by the way is also in the band Torch. If you guys know who they are. I don't really listen to Torch much, but they're more like a progressive like metalcore band, if I'm not mistaken, kind of like Mastodon sounding, from what little of them I've heard. So, and I think they're actually even bigger than Floor. But anyway, back to the album here. Next, Calliste's Song for Eris. Really cool song, very slow, kind of a slow build at the beginning. It's got some female vocal counterparts that are really cool, very heavy. Ein, Below and Beyond, I think was actually one of like the first songs from this album they wrote. Was on like one of their demo tapes before the album came out. Really, they used that detuned low string a lot on that song with like I think like a whammy pedal or something. Figure It Out's a cool song. Got kind of a tricky little drum beat there, which is pretty neat. Tales of Lolita is a cool, very melodic song that kind of breaks up a lot of the really more straightforward and kind of one or two note riff ideas that they have preceding it with something a little bit more like major key sounding, a little bit more emo rock sounding, I guess, if you could call it that. And then album closes with Floor song. It's got the Floor logo. It's like a triangle kind of, which is they're basically just playing the low tune string like the whole time. And kind of a really cool way to end the album. I mean, to me, this album is basically perfect front to back with its execution and concept. Plus the bonus tracks are really cool. Bombs to Abaddon, Xian, the Jingle Jangle of 1,000 Lost Souls, and Stalker. Really cool B-side. Those could have easily ended up on the album too. So there it is, Floor. If you don't know it, I highly recommend it. Great record.